on our front office, acquiring players like with a lot of experience already in the big leagues, and players that been helping us a lot. So a great job from the front office.
One row ahead on your left, Ben.
Vladdy, what have the emotions of the last 24 hours or so been like for you, and where are you at now entering Game 3?
Háblanos un poquito de las emociones, ¿verdad? Las últimas 24 horas para ti y cómo están esas emociones ahora entrando al tercer juego.
Bueno, mis emociones están igual, ¿sabes? Obviamente todavía no es tiempo de celebrar ni es tiempo de bajar la cabeza, sino de jugar día tras día y esperemos ganar el próximo juego ya cuando ganemos el próximo juego o pase lo que tenga que pasar y las emociones estarán, pero ahora mismo todavía el trabajo no se ha acabado.
I mean, my emotions are neutral right now. I mean, it's not time to celebrate. It's not time to put your head down. I mean, it's not over. I mean, there's a lot of work to do still. I mean, and until we win the third game, then I guess emotions will be different. We'll celebrate.
Do you think as you've gotten older and more experienced in your career, you've gotten better at kind of staying at that neutral, even in these big moments?
Inclusive en estos momentos tú entiendes que, ¿verdad? Sabes mantenerte ahora, obviamente ya es mayor, más experiencia, has aprendido a controlarte más las emociones y todo.
Bueno, yo creo que obviamente el béisbol te enseña, ¿sabes? El béisbol te enseña y obviamente tú no puedes celebrar antes que las cosas pasen. Tienes que esperar que las cosas pasen y después celebrar.
I mean, baseball teach you that. I mean, obviously you cannot celebrate before things happen. So you really have to wait to things to happen and keep staying focused, keep working hard, and then if you win, then you celebrate.
Second row on your right, guys.
Hector Bochen with Latino Sports. Vlad, your journey to the Major League has been well documented. A lot of people have been hearing your name since you was 12, 13 years old. Has the journey right now to where you're at in 2025, the ALDS, has it lived up to everything that you thought it could be?
Básicamente, desde que tú eras pequeño, tu nombre, ¿verdad? Pues, siempre se ha mencionado en el mundo del béisbol. Ahora, ¿verdad? Que todo lo que tú has hecho, toda tu carrera hasta el momento, ¿tú crees que todo lo que se ha hablado de ti todo este tiempo ha llenado las expectativas de todo el mundo y tuya?
Bueno, la mía sí, no sé la de la otra gente. Obviamente soy un pelotero y me enfoco en ayudar a mi equipo a ganar, no me enfoco en lo que la otra gente piense. Para mí, sí, mi expectativa sí la he llenado, no sé la de la otra persona.
I mean, for myself, I feel that I accomplished a lot. My own expectations, I'm very pleased with it. I mean, I'm the kind of player that like I always say, that I go out there to find a way to help my team win the game. So, I mean, I really don't pay attention what other people think about my expectation, what I can do, what I can do.
Up front on your right, guys. Ron.
Over the years, why do you think you've had such success hitting so well in Yankee Stadium?
¿Verdad? Por todos los años, ¿qué tú crees que es la razón que tienes mucho éxito aquí en Yankee Stadium?
No sé. Esa pregunta me la han hecho 1000 veces y no sé, porque me va bien aquí.
Be honest with you, I don't know. I mean, I've been asked that question many times, and I always say, I feel good. I mean, I don't know, but I can't really tell you why.
Second row on your left, guys.
What are the challenges that Carlos Rodon present tomorrow?
Los retos que tú entiendes que Carlos Rodón puede presentarle a usted para mañana.
Bueno, un excelente pitcher, ¿sabes? Lo conocí, es un excelente ser humano, ¿sabes? Obviamente para mí es alguien que siempre compite, siempre sale a dar lo mejor de él. Y, ¿sabes? Obviamente para nosotros vamos a salir a competir en la primera línea y que gane el mejor.
Yeah, I met Carlos. I mean, like I always say, he's a excellent pitcher, excellent human being. Guys that go out there and give all he has, go out there and compete. But you know, we just got to do the same thing. Go out there and do the same thing. Go out there and compete.
Third row on your right, guys.
Vladi, felicidades por lo que ha hecho en tu carrera y lo que ha hecho en este 2025, poniendo en alto nuestro país, República Dominicana. El mensaje en los dos primeros partidos ha sido claro: 23 carreras en 16 entradas. Ese es el mensaje de que ustedes tienen la meta de celebrar en Yankee Stadium y no regresar a Toronto?
23 runs and in 2 games, Vladdy, for the offense on the Toronto Blue Jays. If that's the message that you guys are trying to send the Yankees on trying to win Game 3 here and celebrate here.
Bueno, para mí es ganarlo, obviamente no es mandando mensajes. Esto es un juego para ganarlo y la mentalidad de nosotros es ganar y tratar de pasar para la siguiente ronda.
I mean, it's not about sending messages for me. It's just more, it's about win. I mean, our mentality, my mentality, the entire organization mentality, it's to go out there and win every game. And then, of course, if we can win Game 3, we'll go to the next round. But it's just win. And it's not about sending any messages.
Same row a bit further to your right, Bill.
Besides the TV commercials you do with him, could you tell me what it's like to have George Springer as a teammate? What does he mean to you?
Aparte de, ¿verdad?, los comerciales que ustedes hacen juntos con George, tenerlo como compañero de equipo, ¿qué significa él para ti?
Bueno, para mí él es como un hermano mayor, ¿sabes? Un ejemplo a seguir, ¿sabes? Él ha venido de equipos que han estado en esta posición y alguien que siempre tiene una sonrisa, alguien que siempre es alegre. Y cuando tú tienes una persona que es alegre y tú lo ves como un hermano mayor, es alguien que tú respetas y admiras mucho.
Somebody to look up to. I mean, George for me is like my older brother here. I mean, where's he coming? He's been in this position many times. I mean, I have a lot of respect for him. I'm very proud of what he has done on his career. But like I say, he's a leader too, and he's like an older brother here.
A couple more for Vlad. Shy, about 6 rows back, left center.
Vladdy, the emotional swings in a baseball game, during the regular season, how does that compare to the emotional swings in the playoffs? And what have you learned about handling those swings in the middle of a game?
Los swings grandes tuyos en la serie regular, ¿cómo se comparan con los swings grandes tuyos en los playoffs emocionalmente?
Bueno, para mí es un picho a la vez, un turno a la vez, un juego a la vez. Y yo creo que una de las cosas que tenemos es, como siempre he dicho, que confío en el que viene detrás de mí. Si yo no hago el trabajo, tengo la fe y la esperanza que el que viene detrás de mí va a hacer el trabajo. Y para esa ha sido la clave de los 2 primeros juegos.
One pitch at a time, one at bat at a time, one game at a time. That's my mentality on every swing. I mean, like I say, just continue to go out there and do the best I can to win, to help my team win. And if for whatever reason I don't do the job, I gotta trust the rest of my teammates to do their job.
And do you notice maybe a difference? Could the group is handling it now compared to 2020, 22, 23?
El grupo tuyo, la funciona. ¿Ves algo diferente en este grupo también comparado con el 22 y el 23?
Sí, yo lo que veo diferente es que hoy era un día opcional y estamos todos aquí en el terreno.
Yeah, way different. I'll tell you this one. Today was optional for everyone here, and we all here.
Do 2 last ones. Mitch, 5th row on your left.
Vladdy, a couple times you talked about how a driving force for you is wanting to win a ring for your dad. I'm just wondering, during series like this, do you text or talk with him? And if so, what is his message to you?
¿Verdad? Por tu carrera hasta el momento siempre has hablado de que te encantaría ganar una serie mundial para tu papá. Cuando te encuentras en una serie así, hay comunicación con tu papá, llamadas, textos, y si lo hay y lo puedes decir, ¿qué sería?
Bueno, yo hablo con mi padre todos los días, con mi papá y mi mamá yo hablo todos los días, ¿sabes? Y antes de venir al play, después que salgo del play, para mí es algo que no importa cómo me vaya, siempre siento que necesito la bendición de ellos y siempre necesito hablarle y saber cómo ellos están. Para mí es algo que me alegra el día, no importa cómo el día sea.
Not just my dad. I also talk to my mom. I mean, I do it every day. I talk to them before the game and after the game every single day, regardless the outcome of the game. If I did good, if I did bad, I feel like I need their blessing every day to me. So I make sure that every morning or evening before I come to the park, I talked to both of them, and then after.
We'll finish up with Ron on your right, guys.
Which players came up with the idea for the home run jacket, and how did that start?
¿Qué jugadores tuvieron la idea entre ustedes del home run jacket?
Bueno, la idea del home run jacket no fue un jugador, fue el señor que está aquí al lado mío. Habló con un par de personas que tenían más años en ese tiempo, en aquel entonces, y se logró, dieron el sí, se logró y pudimos hacer el jacket.
It was an idea between all of us. They talk about it, about the idea to bring that, that type of home run celebration to the team. And they got together and they agreed to use the jacket and been using it since.
Who gets to keep it at the end of the season?
¿Quién es el que se queda con él al final de la temporada?
Yo.
Me.
All right, Vlad. Thank you so much.
Oh, pero es para mi fundación. O sea, obvio.
So I don't know if you guys noticed, in the jacket, it's Brady. He has his foundation, his own foundation, BG27, and it's on the jacket. And at the end of the year, so he always celebrates that on a gala, and they auction the jacket for his foundation to help kids and families with medical supplies in Dominican Republic and Toronto.
Oh, great cause. Good job, Vlad. Thank you. Thanks, Hector. Appreciate it. John Schneider will be down in a couple minutes. Popping down. Who has the first question? We'll start with Keegan.
John, Vladdy was saying for an optional day, everyone's in. What does this look like for guys, and is it different for certain groups, what they're working on today?
Yeah, some guys need some treatment, some guys some work. Optional for guys that needed work, and pretty much everyone is here, which is pretty cool. Want to kind of keep a feeling going and keep a rhythm about it, so everyone will do it a little bit different, but pretty nice that everyone's here.
Going into Game 3 off of 2 very successful days from your lineup, are there any changes you're considering, anything you're looking at that going forward, matchup based on Rodon?
Yeah, a couple maybe, but, it's enticing to just say run it back, right? But I think that, every starting pitcher is a little bit different, and I think we have guys that fit different molds a little bit based on stuff, so maybe a couple tweaks, and it's pretty, we roll it out pretty similar, righty lefty, but there could be a couple tweaks based on recent performance, based on kind of what we're expecting to see too.
Third row on your left, Ben.
Varland, when he first came over, a couple ups and downs early on, and lately he's been great. Mm-hmm. Was there a point in there that anything shifted behind the scenes or mentality-wise or anything that led to these results in your mind? I
think mentality a little bit. You can see a little bit of an edge to him each time he comes in, and I think kind of just the pitch deployment, to be honest with you. I think leaning into his fastball a little bit more. We're looking back at some of his rough outings. I feel like the curveball was getting hit. He's also added a change, throwing his changeup, which, it's 93 miles an hour, but I think it gets a little bit less predictable, adding a changeup and, a little slider too. So I think he's evolved, and I think that his demeanor has definitely evolved too.
just following up, looking at some of the footage from last night, it looked like Sir Anthony might have been tipping. Maybe the Yankees had something. Is that something you guys are concerned with, looking at all?
Yeah, looking at it, it's you got to do a good job of being clean, being tight. You know what I mean? It's part of the game. Part of the game everywhere. So, yeah, we'll look at it, make any adjustments we need to make, and just try to keep them off second.
Go 2 rows behind to Mitch.
John, you've had to take Dalton out of the lineup when he was coming back initially from the injury after some pretty big days. Would it be pretty difficult to take him out tomorrow?
Yes. I won't. Yeah.
Just on Bo, I don't know if he traveled here with the team. And is there any kind of update at where he's at?
Yeah, he's still progressing. He's back in Toronto. He's still progressing, trying to ramp up, do everything he can to kind of continue to get himself ready. But there's no, glaring update with him. It's just kind of moving on to the next step in his process.
Go to Shy and then Kennedy. Shy first, right behind.
Staying on the injury theme, John, with Jose Barrios, is there any update there? Does he have a timeline to throw? Any updates on him?
Nothing new. No, he's still not throwing. Still kind of in a shutdown period. So, as hopefully we continue to go, we'll kind of update his plan accordingly.
A bit of a different note. There was a clear inflection point game 1 in that 6th inning with the bases loaded. A couple inflection points yesterday. I'm just wondering, do you sense inflection points coming over the course of a game? And what do you feel like your team or how do you feel your team handles those moments when you're seeing them develop?
Yeah, you can always kind of feel it, right? You can never predict it, but you can feel it. Sometimes it happens in the first or second, I think they're handling it well, whether it's Gauzy or Louis in the 6th inning in game 1 or Ernie's at bat, Vlad's at bat. You can kind of feel it coming. And again, you want to just do what you normally do in more pressure-filled spots, right? So I think that they've done well. Going to have to continue to do well and not try to do too much. Again, the series is far from over. We're coming into a tough place to play against a really good pitcher and a really good team. So I think you try to stay ahead of those situations, and you want to try to just be yourself.
And one more, just zooming out big picture, what Trey has done over the 4 outings thus far, how is it altering how you're maybe thinking about him potentially into next year at this point? I know that's a long way down the road, but just has he changed something about how you were envisioning him going into next season?
No, I haven't thought about next season until you just mentioned it. So no thoughts on that yet.
Go to Kennedy in the 4th row on your left.
John, you guys are a team that does a lot of little things right, especially on the defensive end. How important can that be, especially in the postseason when the margin for error can be so thin?
Yeah, it's huge. I think that's why we're able to have so many come from behind wins this year too. Just an example, Miles making the catch down the line yesterday. That inning kind of gets going. If that doesn't get caught, it kind of keeps going. We've taken a lot of pride in that aspect of our game the last couple of years, especially, and to keep innings where they should be is huge. Every single extra at bat, especially against a team like this, is huge. So I think it's really key. It could be as easy as just cutting a ball off in the outfield and keeping a guy to a single. Just like little things that we talk about. It's a big part of our game, and I think it's really helped us get to where we are.
Up front on your left, Greg.
Hey, John, just one more on Trey. What makes his splitter so effective?
It's a lot of it, I think, is the release point. I remember talking about him and Kev kind of having similar arsenals back to back, but it's really different. Just from the way where it's coming from. The thing's coming from the sky basically, and it's the action of it is a little bit different. Where Kev may be straight down, and his is kind of just falling off almost on the diagonal. So. When he's throwing his fastball where he wants to as well, it makes it really hard to adjust, in a short amount of time.
I see you're sporting the white panel ball cap today. Safe to say that'll be you'll be wearing that again tomorrow.
Yeah, I didn't pack another hat.
We'll go to the third row on your right with Bill, and then Jared.
George Springer is having his best season since 2019. What was the turnaround, and also how is he as a teammate? I've heard so many good things about him as a teammate.
As a teammate, man, he is infectious. He's a leader. Just his track record, I think guys gravitate towards him because of what he's accomplished in this game. So that, I think, yeah, and when he's going good, man, he can really be the straw that stirs it, you know. What he's accomplished this year has been, I don't want to say unbelievable. You know, we thought he was going to have a bounce back year. You know, he could, all the physical things are still there for a guy that's getting older. But he made some drastic changes, you know, which is hard for a guy at that stage in his career to do. And him and Pop and Lou and Hunter, you know, just stayed really convicted to a plan. You know, I remember you look at his spring training, I think he had one hit. Everyone thought he was going to, you know, get booed off the field and maybe retire in April, but he was working on something. So he's been right in the middle of everything we've done this year offensively, and it's really, really impressive that he's just had the same exact mindset every single day.
What was that drastic change?
It's just positioning his body, really. You know, still has the bat speed, still physically strong to do certain things that he could do back 2019, 2018. And I think just realizing that and unlocking that and having people say, hey, you need to do this and make sure your body is in this position more times than not.
Good. Jared in the second row on your right.
In addition to being the face of your franchise, I mean, Vlad has obviously become the face of baseball for an entire country.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe outside of Shohei Ohtani, no one else in the sport has that, you know, responsibility. I'm wondering how you think he handles sort of that burden and pressure that comes with that, and how meaningful was it for him to have the weekend he just had up in your place?
Yeah, it's that's a good question. You know, I think Vlad has been dealing with some level of awe or superstardom from when he was a teenager. You know, I remember fans chasing our bus down the road in AA, you know, wanting his autograph or Bo's autograph. So he's been dealing with this for a long time, and he's gotten really, really good at handling it. I think when he signed his extension, I think he kind of understood that with that comes a little bit of an extra responsibility to the organization, to the city, to the country. And he's really kind of tackled that head on. This weekend, you know, it was nice for him and for other guys that have been here in the postseason. Postseason hasn't gone great, you know, for the time they've been here, to kind of have a few moments to where it kind of says, okay, hopefully this year's a little bit different, you know. So, yeah, there's a little bit of extra emotion, a little bit of extra, you know, meaning, if you will, that Vlad, who is, you know, here for a long period of time, was right in the middle of it.
Up front on your right, Ron.
The last two nights, have you watched the other AL series, or do you want to totally disconnect? And
I've watched a few. I'm not catching every pitch every single time, but definitely watching how, you know, how teams are, how they're playing, who's being used where, you know, kind of what some strategy may be, what lineups look like, and things like that. But way more focused on the team over there.
Is there any time during the year where you just tune out and need a few hours away from baseball?
Man, I wish my wife were here. No. I guess is the easiest answer. No. Maybe if I'm on vacation somewhere, but my phone still rings, and it's hard to turn it off, man. It's, you know, it's kind of what gets me going.
Fourth row on your left, Keegan.
John, on pitch tipping, like very broadly, when you say a guy cleaning it up, does clean always need to be like the same look, neutral, or can clean mean like weird, unpredictable, different things all the time?
Yeah, it could be either. You know, it's you know, I could sit up here and talk about pitch tipping for a couple days. You know, I think if you're just doing the same thing, you're probably in a good spot. I think if your hand is in the same spot in your glove on all your pitches, you're in a good spot. And if it's not, it's fair game. You know what I mean? I know I made the comment last time we were here that the Yankees are good when they have something. I meant that in the way that that's not the only time they're good. They're really good. But I think if you have a tell, they're really good at exposing it, is what I meant to say. So, as are a lot of teams. So I think that you have to be aware of it. You have to be able to make some adjustments along the way. but I think just being consistent is probably your best bet.
And then quickly in your offense, like the home runs and lack of strikeouts, like you've had best of both worlds the last couple games. Is there something that's connecting that, like through all these at bats that you see that's really working across the lineup right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of us as a whole, right? We're going to put the ball in play. We've done that over the course of the year. I think the home runs are a byproduct of a really good approach against specific pitchers that you're really kind of focused on at this time of year. Whether looking at all the home runs, probably with the exception of Ernie's. He's just trying to hit a sac fly, and as he said, he kind of blacked out. I think it's just a consistent, really, really deliberate approach against guys that we're going to be facing.
Do a last question or two. One row behind, Mitch.
John, I know during the season you guys did like the twice monthly kind of self-assessments. How does that change in the playoffs? Like, is that kind of is an off day a good time for that, or is that now happening like every single night?
Yeah, it's kind of happening every night. I think we did a little bit of self-evaluating playoffs past and playoffs going into this year during the bye week, and how things can be run a little bit differently, and how there's a higher likelihood of X, Y, and Z in the postseason. So we'll continue to do it, but you have to kind of react in real time. Again, man, it's funny, you can have all the plans in the world, and then Trey Yesavage can go do that, right? I mean, you just never know. So you kind of just assess every day, kind of after the game, and then the next day.
We'll finish up with Greg up front.
John, this being New York and Yankee Stadium, is there any different feel here being October playoff baseball for you and the guys?
I don't think so. No, I mean we've played here quite a bit over the years, and this year I think it'll be a loud crowd. It'll be an energized crowd. It's obviously a very passionate fan base, but I think you have to worry about what you're trying to do against Carlos Rodon tomorrow. That's one of the many things I love about this team, is just kind of focusing on what's important now. And it'll be a fun atmosphere, I know that, but I don't think it makes it different than anywhere else we'll be playing in the postseason.
All right, Schneider, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Appreciate it. The Blue Jays will be on the field shortly, and that's a wrap in this room. Let us know if you need anything. We'll email out tomorrow's schedule as soon as we have it.
Growing up in major league stadiums, major league clubhouses, he'd follow his dad everywhere, and he'd be a 6-7-year-old kid making the big leaguers say, "There's no way."
Yeah.
Hey, tell me how old this kid is.
Watch his foot tap. That's the timing of when he's on time. He gets that short toe down and ball.
Baby, goodbye, Vlad Jr. strikes again. Vlad and the Jays are humiliating the New York Yankees, outscoring them 19-1 over the first game and a half.
Deep left field. It is a grand slam. He's back. He is back.
Yankees bring out the best in Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 6 hits in the first 2 games of this series.
Go get a curtain call, Vlad. You've earned it. Righties 2-1. Swing and a deep drive. Left field. That ball is soaring out of here. A grand slam. Pinch yourself all you want. You will not wake up from this dream right now. The Blue Jays lead 9-0 on a Vladimir Guerrero Jr. grand slam.
He got himself in a good count. He expected a heater from Will Warren, and he didn't miss it. My goodness, that might have been the prettiest swing of his career.
Runner at third, nobody out. Ernie Clement leans into one to deep left field. It is gone! Ernie Clement makes it 2-0. A different guy every night. The story of the Blue Jays. This time it's Ernie Clement launching a 2-run home run to start the scoring.
Didn't even have time to tell you that he swings about 50% of the time on the first pitch. That's how quick those 2 things just happened.
Vlad Jr. 5 for 6 in this division series. His last 8 games against the Yankees, he's hitting above 600.
And ball.
Baby, goodbye! Vlad Jr. strikes again. The New York Yankees outscoring them 19-1 over the first game and a half.
Man, when he hits and he's on time, it is pretty to watch.
They're going to lose this ball. Somebody's going to find it as a souvenir. They're handing them out like hotcakes. It's 11-0 Blue Jays as Varsho goes deep. This is the most lopsided stretch of postseason baseball you will ever see.
It's like it's on the tee for the Toronto Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays are outscoring the Yankees 19-0 in a 7-inning span. Springer crooks one, left center field. That's headed for the seats. It's gone. Springer's first hit of the postseason is a home run. A dozen for the Blue Jays. It's the 20th of George Springer's postseason career. Right. Yeah. Hooked down the right field line. Judge is going back to the corner. It's gone! It's an incredible day for Dalton Varsho. Forget the single. How about 2 doubles, 2 home runs?
See, if he doesn't touch home plate right here, he gets a triple.
Give it up. Wonder how many Blue Jays have had 12 total bases in a postseason.
Man, oh man.
Trey Yesavage, drafted just 1 year ago and started this season in A-ball. He said, I think I've met everybody in the organization already this year, climbing each rung of the ladder. And here to the big leagues less than a month ago. His 4th start comes in the playoff. Who's home with a 1-2. And he begins with a strikeout on that splitter.
Well, heartbeat, check. Pitches, check so far. But it's the right-handers that he's going to have to figure out how to get out. He's had less success against right-handers in his short big league stint.
On another 2-2, a swing and a miss, and that splitter nosedives to get Bellinger.
It's straight over the top and straight down, and you can see there are going to be some funky swings.
3 strikeouts in the first inning for the kid. It's the splitter that does it again. He's got proud mom and pop, Cheryl and Dave. He's got a whole country falling in love with him. On a payoff pitch, chases strike 3. Slider gets him. Trey Yesavage only boosting his 5 strikeouts out of the first 7 outs of the ball game. Strikeout number 6.
Yeah, it's straight over the top. Split finger diving out of the zone, not anywhere close.
Already 6 Ks through 2 2/3. Breaking 7. He strikes out the side in the 3rd. Payoff from Yesavage. Judge swings and misses. Run upstairs to get him with a fastball. He strikes out another former MVP. Unreal. Bryce has had no chance against that pitch. There it is. Complete, utter dominance. 11 runs for the Jays and 11 Ks for Trey Yesavage. Wells into shallow center field, maybe. Either way, it's going to be an easy one for Giménez. The city and the country going to share their love right here. What a performance in his 4th major league start. Trey Yesavage getting high fives from everybody, his managers, all his teammates in the dugout, and a curtain call in his first postseason start. John was telling us before the game he thinks that right now is as good as Dalton Varsho has looked in his 3 years in Toronto.